We're from the Breast Firm store, and we're here to talk to you today about corsets. So I have here our steel-boned under-bust basque closure corset, and do you want to try it on?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I love this particular corset. It is a super stylish, super classic one. It's very like your traditional corset look where you get the really nice like clear boning detailing in the front. So when you're wearing it, it looks like a corset. It has super strong spiral steel boning, so it actually will hold you into place. A lot of corsets, if you're shopping online or in person at an adult store, lingerie store, a lot of them will have plastic boning, which means when you actually pull it tight, it just, first of all, it hurts because you're getting jabbed with plastic, but it doesn't do anything, or the plastic can bend or it can snap, and then you don't get any shape change. So the spiral steel boning is strong enough that you can actually flex and bend and move and everything, but it'll actually make a change to your body.
Oh, excellent.
The underbust ones go from under your bust kind of to the top of your hip, which is really nice if you're wearing it as a fashion accessory, showing off the fact that you're wearing a corset. Love that look. Or if you're wearing it under clothing, it is something that gives a really nice illusion. And what we're going to do is I've already pre-loosened the strings here. So we have opened it up so that it is not pre-sized, pre-squeezed. We're going to squeeze you in afterwards.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put this in behind you here. And then I will let you just kind of snap up those clasps. And you'll notice as you're putting it on, it does kind of have some shape to it. And just let me know if you need to listen.
I'm the one who's just a struggler. It's fine.
It's easiest to go from the top to the bottom or the bottom to the top.
Yes. There we go.
Awesome.
Wait. There we go. Okay.
All right, you got it?
Yes.
All right, do you want to do a spin? So we can see here, like the front, we've got like this boning right in the breastbone that is to lift and separate, as it were. And you can see that it's already got like some shape built into it, even though you're not being squeezed in any way. Now, if you turn around here, we'll just demo your back to the camera. In terms of lacing a corset, sometimes you'll see it laces at the top, laces at the bottom. Ideally, you want to do laces in the center of your back so that that's where you're going to get the most change to the body, is to make that waistline really, really tiny. So that's what we're doing here. And to go through the process of tightening your laces, you're going to start, I always start at the top, and then I'll go from the bottom working into that centerpiece. So coming here, I'm just going to pull this privacy panel up just a little bit so it'll look pretty. So from the center, we're going to just make sure the lacing is on top. We're going to pull these laces a little snug. We're not going to squeeze you super tight just yet. That'll come later.
Do it.
So, a little bit loose. And then it is sometimes easier to pull it further than where you want it to go while you grab the next set of laces, just so that it's a little bit easier to pull that tighter. And then when you get down to this stage, it's easy to grab those middle laces and pull it further. So not a huge change at this point, just again pulling that, but enough that we're starting to get some pull, and I'm just keeping that privacy panel looking pretty here. So then we do the same thing working from the bottom up. Now I'm just gonna pop these in here real quick. So you can see we've got where the laces have been tied together. It's always handy if that is centered, just because it means that your laces are going to be even in length. And same thing. You know what we should have done is we should have taken your measurements before.
29-inch waist.
Look at you just knowing that.
Well,
Ready to go.
I had to measure so we knew we were grabbing the right one.
So that is true. So while we stand here and we lace you tighter and tighter and tighter, we can talk a little bit about measurement charts. So corsets are done different than what you physically measure. Because of course the idea is that you want to look smaller than what you actually are, right? Mm-hmm. So if you measure 29 inches, you want to go for a corset that's generally about 4 inches smaller than what your waistline is. So your case, do the math for me because I can't.
Smaller or like, wait, what?
Smaller, 29, so that's a 25?
Yeah.
So that's where your math goes.
Yeah. And we do the fitting charts that we have on our site under every corset includes the measurements from kind of like the manufacturer and everything like that, where you do have to do the math, but then we did the math for you, and we have straight up what are your measurements, what are your physical measurements, this is the one you want to buy. So it's really easy if you just take a look at it. Of course, if you have any hesitancy, you can always ask us. But generally speaking, it's actually, once you look at the fitting chart, it's actually quite easy. It's just making sure that you get your kind of belly button measurement. We find that of all the measurements on the chart is the most important one because this is where you're getting cinched the most. If you're doing an over bust corset, then you could probably take a look more at your upper measurements, but for the most part, it's the belly button that matters the most.
What I'm doing is I'm just tying this like a bow. So pulling it in the center, nice and tight, get you to turn a little bit there, nice and tight. And then I'm just gonna tie this in a big bow, make it pretty. Some girls you'll find they'll wrap the lacing all the way around the body and then tie it again in a bow in the back, so it's just a little bit less tie to handle. Definitely whatever you're the most comfortable with, whatever you like the look of. What we have underneath the lacing is something called a privacy panel. So what this is it's a big piece of the same silk fabric that sits in behind. So if you don't tie your laces perfectly tight, it still looks good. It's just a way to cheat, essentially. All right, turn around.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, look at that cinched waist. Who is she? Who is she?
So how do you feel?
Good, actually. This is actually like, it's very solid and like structured, and I feel very supported. This is good. Like, this is the comfortable kind of.
You're not so squeezed that it's impossible to move. Grab a tape measure.
Sure, do it.
All right, so going to wrap this around you here. So we are still a little loose. We got like half a finger. So we could squeeze a little tighter to cinch you further if we wanted. However, if we measure this at your smallest part here, from 29 inches, we've got you down to about 26. So it's a 3-inch difference off your waistline. We still have a little more to go. For you, this is a medium. So if we really wanted to have the dramatic change, we could drop you down to a small corset, squeeze you even further, and really feel it and really get that change. But at this, with a medium, it's comfortable, it's easy enough to wear.
You can wear this for longer periods of time. Like if you're trying to choose in terms of corset sizing, if you're looking between 2 different sizes, if you want to wear it for a longer period of time, then go for the larger of the 2 sizes. If you're going for a more dramatic shape, but for probably a smaller amount of time, then you can go for the smaller size. It's just comfort-wise, basically, something to consider.
Definitely, especially if you're planning on wearing it like stealthing or wearing it all day. Something that still gives you a 3-4 inch change to your body is a lot more comfortable than being squeezed to a 6 or a 7 inch change. because definitely you're going to feel that compression, especially at your natural waistline, but you're also going to feel that through your rib cage and through your hips throughout the day. And it's just going to have a little bit more restriction, and you're really going to feel that support all day.
Yeah.
If you're, running errands, doing this, that, and the other, it's a little bit easier to wear something that still has that change, but isn't so squishy.
Yeah.
So,
my posture's never been better, I'm telling you.
see, and that's one of those things with corsets, is it is like that cheat to give you really good posture, and that's a really great way to feminize your body is, chest up, shoulders back, which automatically you're put into that body positioning with the corset, so instant feminization, instant transformation.
Yes. Between heels and a corset, you can go from to just straight up. Very nice posture.
Yes, very much so. We should probably go through the process of taking it off.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so taking off a corset. So there's two ways you can take off a corset. You can start by undoing the lacing, or if you're brave enough and you've got the flexibility, you can undo your boning from the top. So just for simplicity, we'll just undo the lacing just a little bit so that you're not fighting with your boning in the front. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to undo this big bow that we have back here of all your laces. And undoing the lacing is a pretty easy process. It's much easier than lacing it up that first time. So undo, undo, and then I'm just sliding a finger in between the laces. Pull a little, pull a little, pull a little, and it has popped open quite a bit. So do the same thing, pull a little, pull a little. See how it's already just expanded? We don't have to lace it so wide as it'll be difficult to squeeze back in. So we can even go through here and go, whoop, and she's tight again. Or finger, whoop, whoop, and there we go. Now from the front, it should be easy enough to undo those bust closures.
Oh yeah. And the last two. Come. Struggle. Okay.
And